Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello there, hello there, hello there. I can't see, thank you, thank you. Oh, I can't see you, so I'm assuming you're out there. So I'm Robert Koopman. I'm the founder and president of Stage Right Theatrics. Really excited to have you here today because we are inaugurating a brand new program that's going to be an annual program. You've probably seen some information about it on social media, maybe the radio, Before They Were Gods. And this is, we're going to take notice of a master American playwright each year. And we'll present some of his or her lesser known one-act plays. And you can start to see how this person evolved into the master playwright that he or she became. So we're really excited about that, and we're starting it off with Eugene O'Neill. I'll just point out a couple of things in the playbill, and then we'll get started with a little presentation about O'Neill. And I'll tell you how tonight's going to work. I'm going to give this extremely fascinating and engrossing information about Eugene O'Neill's life and artistry. And then we are going to present the play Isle from 1917. After that, there'll be a 10-minute intermission, so we can change the set around for the next play, The Rope, which is from 1918. And after that, we invite you to please stay. We'll have the actors and directors come out, and we'll talk about what you saw and what you liked, and I'm also going to give you a homework assignment, but you can do it here. You can do it here. Anyway, just would always like to point out in the playbill that Stage Right Theatrics is a proud member of the Central Ohio Theater Roundtable. It's a consortium of about 25 theaters from Central Ohio, and our goal is to bring theater to people and join each other in a celebration of theater. And I'm the treasurer, which I have to tell you is pretty easy to do when there's only like 3 transactions a year. So I do a really good job. So we invite you to. A couple of the theater companies in the Theater Roundtable put their ads in the playbill, and love for you to patronize those companies as well. Okay? And there's all information on the back about how you can support Stage Right Theatrics. We'd really love your support. There's even a cash box outside if you want to drop in. If you have a spare couple of hundred, just throw it in there, and we can anyway. So enough of that. Let's start our conversation about Eugene O'Neill, the first important playwright of the American stage. Obviously, we can only touch upon the highlights of this amazing career. I can't see you, but maybe you can make a noise. Oh, I can see you now when I do that. I discovered. How many of you know a little bit about O'Neill or have seen an O'Neill play or anything? You have some folks who have seen O'Neill plays? Great. You probably know the masterpieces, right? Long Day's Journey into Night, Iceman, The Iceman Cometh, maybe even The Moon for the Misbegotten. Let's learn a little bit more about him. Oop, I always hit the wrong button. So O'Neill, I hope you can all see that well. It was tough to figure out where we could put it, that it won't be blocked completely. So O'Neill was born October 16th, 1888 in a hotel called the Barrett House on Longacre Square in New York City. The hotel's not there anymore, and Longacre Square, you probably know it by another name, Times Square. His father was James O'Neill, an Irish immigrant and very, very prominent actor whose reputation made him one of the most famous actors next to the Booth family. No doubt you've heard of one of the Booths, John Wilkes, but his brother Edwin and his father Junius were also very, very prominent actors in the United States. James was born in Kilkenny, Ireland in 1847. Family emigrated to America in 1851 and ultimately landed up in Cincinnati. You're going to find that Ohio plays a prominent role in Eugene O'Neill's life. Ohio plays a prominent role in everything, let's face it. I'm from New York, and I thought, what can Ohio have? My God. So that's where James made his stage debut in Cincinnati. He did die in 1920 of cancer, and we'll have more on him in a minute, but let's take a look about O'Neill's mother. Boy, there's a Freudian slip if ever there was one. All right, Mary Ellen Quinlan, also known as Ella. She was from New Haven, Connecticut, came from a wealthy family, born in 1857. She was also of Irish descent, and she grew up in Cleveland. So don't worry, Columbus is coming up soon. She was a classically trained musician, particularly the piano. She had aspirations of joining a convent, but she met James O'Neill in 1877, married him on June 14th. That is exactly 110 years to the day that I got hitched. Ella and James had 3 children. James Jr., known as Jamie, if you know Long Day's Journey into Night, that will be very familiar to you, who was born in 1878. Edmund, who was born in 1883 but died in 1886 of measles. And Eugene, born in 1888. Now, here are some things about the children. Jamie contracted measles about the same time as Edmund, and Ella blamed Jamie for Edmund's death. She was given morphine during Eugene's birth, and she became addicted to it until 1914. And she died in 1922. Now back to James. James, around 1875, he found the play called The Count of Monte Cristo by the noted French novelist and dramatist Alexandre Dumas. And it was based on Dumas' novel, and he also prepared it for the stage. And James played that lead role, Edmond Dantes, starting in 1883, and he played the role more than 6,000 times. And that role would haunt him for the rest of his life. He became very wealthy as a result of it, but it also stultified him as an artist, and his subsequent roles were never well received by the public. They wanted to see him in The Count of Monte Cristo. Hello, Kelly. It's Kelly, everybody. James Tyrone in Long Day's Journey into Night, which is the character based on James O'Neill, he referred to that play as that damned play. Now, a movie was made of this play in 1913, and it starred James O'Neill. So here's a quick clip. Rising triumphant out of the sea. The O'Neills had a summer home in New London, Connecticut called the Monte Cristo Cottage. It's a lovely home. I've been there. It's very claustrophobic. So it's a lot smaller than you think, but it was quite a nice place for a summer home. James was not known for his shrewd business deals, so he may have gotten taken, but it's a lovely home. The setting for O'Neill's only real comedy, Wilderness, and Long Day's Journey into Night take place at that cottage. Here's a photo from 1900 of Eugene on the left, Jamie in the middle, and James O'Neill circa 1900 there on the porch of the Monte Cristo Cottage. O'Neill, by all accounts, was a rebellious youth. He attended Catholic school for a while. He attended secular school for a while, and Princeton University for about a year. He worked as a seaman and a journalist. In 1911, he attempted suicide. And in 1912, he contracted tuberculosis and spent 6 months in a sanatorium recovering. Now, all of those little facts are going to work their way into plays that he subsequently wrote. He was married 3 times. Married 3 times. First wife was Kathleen Jenkins. Married her in 1909. They had 1 son, Eugene O'Neill Jr., born in 1910. They divorced in 1912. By all accounts, he was a very distant father. And Eugene Jr. claimed he really did not know his father until around age 11 or 12. O'Neill's second marriage was to Agnes Bolton. She was a London-born, London, England, that is, successful writer of commercial fiction. They married in 1918. They had 2 children, as you can see in this picture. This picture is from 1926. Shane, the older boy there in front, was born in 1919, and Una was born in 1925. Some of you may have heard about Una O'Neill, but you'll hear about it. They divorced in 1929 because O'Neill was keeping his eye on someone else for years, but he finally divorced Agnes, ran off with his 3rd and final wife, Carlotta Monterey, and Agnes died in 1968. There's Carlotta Monterey. He married her. She was an actress of not great note. She was not known for her acting skills. She was known for her profile. Married her in 1929. It was her 4th marriage. That was her stage name, Carlotta Monterey, very exotic stage name. She was born Hazel Nielsen Tharsing. How about that? You couldn't keep that on your tongue if you tried. She was born, like O'Neill, she was born in 1888. She died in 1970. He had met her years earlier when she appeared on Broadway in the production of his play, The Hairy Ape. I'll have a picture of that a little later. And as I said, she was never known for her acting ability. However, O'Neill's marriage to Monterey was certainly his happiest. They had no children, which may be a reason. They had no children, and she ultimately became his lover, his mother, and his nurse for the rest of his life. But when you see a picture of O'Neill and Carlotta Monterey, you'll notice that he actually smiles. And this was, for a while I didn't think Eugene O'Neill had teeth until 1929. They lived at various places, including Bermuda, but they really settled down in 1936 at Tow House in Danville, Connecticut, California, that's in Northern California. It was here that O'Neill writes his masterpieces, The Iceman Cometh, Long Day's Journey into Night, and Moon for the Misbegotten. And after leaving Tow House in 1944, he never writes another play. Part of the reason is, since his mid-50s, and aside from depression and alcoholism, he developed a Parkinson's-like condition that caused a severe tremor in his hands so that he really could not write. They did try some form of dictation, didn't work for him, so he really never did pick up a pen and put it to paper again. He died on November 27, 1953, at age 65, at what was then the Sheraton Hotel in Boston. And as he was dying, he whispered, "I knew it, I knew it. Born in a hotel room and died in a hotel room." But aside from O'Neill's life, let's look at what a master playwright and innovator and experimenter he was. He was a great theatrical innovator, and thanks to his love of poetry, philosophy, and psychology, he was able to incorporate a variety of new ideas and experimentation into his work. And there you can see he adorned the cover of Time magazine twice in his life. He began writing around 1913, both one-act and full-length plays. They were produced his early plays are produced at the Provincetown Players in Provincetown, Massachusetts. This is a theater that's located on a wharf off of Cape Cod, and there's a picture of it. The group then moved to New York City in 1916, and he became sort of the artist in residence there, along with Susan Glaspell, whose famous play Trifles was produced there. And many of his plays were produced by this company. And they disbanded in 1923, but when they moved to New York, he had more Broadway connections. Some of his early plays produced by the Provincetown Players include Bound East for Cardiff in 1916. This was part of one O'Neill's early sea plays. As a matter of fact, when you see Isle, you will see one of his sea plays, Seashells. These are aboard the fictional SS Glencairn, which is a ship fictional based on his voyages at sea. Moon of the Caribbees, 1918, also a sea play. Beyond the Horizon, and he wrote in 1918, but it was first produced professionally in 1920. It was produced on Broadway and considered to be the first Native American tragedy. And this is what O'Neill was going to do. He was trying to figure out a way that he can take classical sources or biblical sources and put them in an American context. You will see that especially in the play The Rope tonight. Beyond the Horizon won him his first of 4 Pulitzer Prizes in 1920. And it does feature some of his typical themes, which are the desire, the longing to be at sea, the dying poet figure. That's O'Neill's self-representation of him as he thought, dying of tuberculosis. Inappropriate sexual relations, most often adultery, and a family in crisis. In these early plays, you can see O'Neill's indebtedness to the genre of realism, which was actually introduced by European playwrights Ibsen, Strindberg, Chekhov, and Bones McCoy. No, that's a Star Trek joke. Anyway, realism was a genre that presented life as it is in all its beauty and ugliness without any artifice, and his early plays are very much like that. Anna Christie won him his second Pulitzer Prize in 1921. It was written and produced 1922. He gets the Pulitzer Prize. It also contains some very familiar O'Neill characteristics like people of the sea, seafaring people, merchant marines, and the prostitute with a heart of gold, which you will see in The Iceman Cometh. He often portrayed characters from the seamier side of life, but gave them kind of a nobility. Now, a film adaptation was made of this play in 1930, starring Greta Garbo as Anna. It was her first talking picture, and all of the advertisements said, "Garbo talks!" And here she is.
Give me a whiskey, ginger ale on the side. And don't be stingy, baby.
That's the line. That's the Garbo's first line. You saw it here. You can tell your friends. Okay. So, other plays of importance by Eugene O'Neill. Strange Interlude, 1928, third Pulitzer Prize. This was an experimentation with soliloquies, interior monologues, and Freudian psychology. Stream of consciousness. The play is 9 acts long. People, yeah, 9. Today, if we do 2 acts, people are dying. But then it was 9 acts. Here's a little theater history that may interest you. Have you all heard of the chain Howard Johnson's? Well, I can't see you, but I heard some rattling, so you shook your head yes. Howard Johnson's had one little place in Quincy, Massachusetts. Strange Interlude was banned in Boston because it was very scandalous, so it was moved to Quincy, Massachusetts. And because it was so long, people needed a dinner break. So where did they go? Howard Johnson's. Strange Interlude put Howard Johnson's on the map. A film was made of Strange Interlude in 1932, starring Norma Shearer and Clark Gable, but Groucho Marx parodied it 2 years earlier in 1930 in the film Animal Crackers.
Whim. If I were Eugene O'Neill, I could tell you what I really think of you two. You know, you're very fortunate the Theater Guild isn't putting this on. And so is the Guild. Pardon me while I have a strange interlude. Why, you couple of baboons? What makes you think I'd marry either one of you? Strange how the wind blows tonight. It has a thin, airy voice that reminds me of poor old Marsden. How happy I could be with either of these two if both of them just went away.
Does that throughout the film. Emperor Jones in 1920 experimented with expressionism, where a character's internal feelings take life around him or her via scenery, music, lighting, and sound effects. If you've ever seen the painting The Scream by Edvard Munch, that's an expressionistic painting. In this play, Jones runs into the jungle to avoid being caught by tribesmen, and while there he experiences the terrors not only of the jungle at night, but the history of the black man in America, which was of particular interest to O'Neill, including being brought over on a slave ship. A film adaptation was made in 1933 starring Paul Robeson, himself a controversial figure.
It's warm, and that's a fact. How long I've been making tracks in these here woods? Seems like forever. This am a long night for you, your majesty. Majesty. Ain't much majesty about this baby now.
During the play, he strips off all of this finery of royalty. He is, of course, the Emperor Jones, until he's down to just pretty much a loincloth. Did you hear the beating of the drum? That's the tribesmen whom he's running from. But it also represents his beating heart. And as the play goes on, it gets louder and faster. The Hairy Ape, I mentioned this before, 1922. It's about an unattractive, brutish man who cannot conform to society. This is a typical O'Neill character. But that lady you see in the picture, that's not a lady, that's Carlotta Monterey. Yes, that's where he first met Carlotta Monterey. Right, that may be the best picture of her acting ever. All God's Children Got Wings, 1924, caused quite a stir in New York and across the country when Jim, a black man played by Paul Robeson, kisses his wife Ella, a white woman played by Mary Blair. O'Neill was ahead of his time in looking at race relations at a time when, of course, the KKK was a notable presence in American life. I also want you to note the names of the characters, James and Ella. That's his parents' names. The great God Brown finds O'Neill experimenting with masks and the masks we wear to hide our true self. Morning Becomes Electra is O'Neill's epic attempt to create an American mythology from classical sources made up of 3 plays. You thought Strange Interlude was long. This is 3 plays: Homecoming, 4 acts, The Hunted, 5 acts, and The Haunted, 4 acts. If you're going to produce or read Morning Becomes Electra, you are reading 8 and 5, 13 acts. What he was doing, O'Neill was trying to update Aeschylus's The Oresteia by substituting the interference of gods to determine one's fate for contemporary psychology. Our Wilderness, 1933, is his only true comedy. It parallels his family life, minus the sadness and the gloom. It's a heartwarming play, takes place on the 4th of July, was made into a musical on Broadway. Sadly, this is how O'Neill wished his life would have been. And if you're any theater historians here, that's George M. Cohan sitting at the left as the family matriarch. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. That's George M. Cohan. Thank you. O'Neill wins the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1936, the only American dramatist ever to win the award. And now on to the great masterpieces. The Iceman Cometh. Play was written in 1939, but it wasn't produced until 1946 because O'Neill felt it would be too depressing during the war years. Play's title has 2 references. One is, of course, the line in Matthew 25:6 describing the return of Jesus, the bridegroom cometh. But it also refers to a joke that was popular around that time. I don't know if you know that back in the day before electric refrigerators, we used to have an Iceman come and bring a chunk of ice to put in your ice box. Well, the joke is that a husband comes home one day and calls up to his wife and says, "Honey, did the Iceman come yet?" And she says, "No, but he's breathing heavy." This was O'Neill's exploration of the death of religion and the failure of science and technology to fill the void, something he had written an essay about. That's also very Nietzschean, and he was very interested in the writings of philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. It also contained O'Neill's common theme of the pipe dream. The yearning that once fulfilled causes despair. The play gained its great fame from in the 1956 off-Broadway production starring Jason Robards. I had the privilege of seeing Jason Robards later on, I think in the late 80s, play the role. Long Day's Journey into Night won him his 4th, albeit posthumous, Pulitzer Prize in 1957. We do have Carlotta Monterey to thank for Long Day's Journey into Night. O'Neill had stipulated that the play be published 25 years after his death, which would have been 1978. Carlotta would have none of it, and she was able to give the publishing rights to Yale University Press in 1956, and that's the year it debuted on Broadway. With Frederick March, one of my favorite actors. It's quite autobiographical, if you know anything about it, with the miserly, stubborn actor, patriarch James Tyrone, the addicted mother Mary Tyrone, the alcoholic, ne'er-do-well older son Jamie, and the tuberculosis-ridden, poetic younger son Edmund. You will see some vestiges of this, or part of this, tonight in the early 1 act. Moon for the Misbegotten, 1947, premiered at the Hartman Theater in Columbus, Ohio. Play is about James Tyrone Jr., or Jamie, considered a sequel to Long Day's Journey into Night, and in the play, Jamie is tormented by the death of his mother and his own alcoholism. The real Jamie O'Neill died in 1923 at the age of 45 from alcoholism, and Eugene was deeply affected by the death of his older brother. So whatever became of, in case you're wondering, what happened to O'Neill's children? Well, Eugene O'Neill Jr. was a professor of Greek literature and the classics at Yale, at Princeton, at Barnard, and a number of other institutions. He was also an alcoholic. He was married 3 times, and he committed suicide in 1950 at the age of 40. Just wait, there's more. Shane O'Neill, his older child from Agnes Bolton, he was really a drifter, a merchant marine, an alcoholic. He made repeated suicide attempts. He was married once, but had a son that died in infancy and was arrested for heroin possession. In 1977, he committed suicide at the age of 58. Una fared the best. Una was a socialite. I don't know if anybody recognized the gentleman she's with? Charlie Chaplin. She married Charlie Chaplin in 1943. He was 36 years her senior. They had 8 children. Chaplin died in 1977. Una died in 1991, having never reconciled with her father, who disowned her after he married Chaplin. Chaplin and Eugene O'Neill were the same age. So that's just a very brief highlights of Eugene O'Neill's life. Oh, thank you. Thank you. As you can see, as a person, he had some issues, had a very sad life, but he is still considered arguably the greatest American playwright ever to tread the boards. And that's because of his experimentation and the vitality of his themes and plays. So I hope you enjoy tonight. You are going to see first Isle from 1917. Your homework, I'll test you after the shows and we do our talk back. Where do you see the elements of Eugene O'Neill's life in these early plays? Thank you so much and enjoy, and I'll get this out of the way.
Tis just you. What are you shivering about? Stand over there by the stove where you belong. Find no need for chattering over there.
It's cold. Who do you think it were? The old man?
Mind your lip, youngin', or I'll teach ya. Where is it you've been this whole time? Up in the forecastle?
Yes.
Let the old man catch you forward. Monkey shining with the hands. You'll get a hiding you won't forget anytime soon.
You don't see nothing. He just walks up and down like he didn't notice nobody. And he just stares at the ice to the north.
The ice. So all he does is stare at the ice. Ice, ice, ice! Damn him and damn this ice! Locking us in for nigh on a year. Stuck in it like flies in molasses. Shh!
He'll hear you.
Ah, damn him! Damn this Arctic Sea. Damn the stinking granite ship of his. Damn me for a fool forever sailing on it. He's a hard man. The hardest men to sail the seas.
Aye.
The 2 years we all signed up for are done this day. God bless it. 2 years of this dog's life and no luck in the fishing. Hands half starved, food running low, rotten as it is. No sign of him turning for home. Home. I'm beginning to think I'll never see it home again. Such does he think he's gonna do? Keep us all up here till our time's worked out? Till the last of us is starved or frozen to death? Hardly have enough food to make it back now if we left. And what are the men gonna do about it? Have you heard any talk up in the forecastle?
They say if you don't go back south for home today, there's gonna be a mutiny.
Yeah, mutiny. Well, what choice do they have? It serves them right after all, the way he's treated them, no better than dogs.
The ice is all broke up from the south. There's clear waters as far as you can see. He ain't got no excuse for not turning back for home, the man says.
He ain't looking nowhere but northward, where there's nothing but ice to see. He don't want to see no clear water. All he's thinking on is getting the eye up. If it's our fault he's had no luck with the whales. I'm mighty nigh think he's beginning to lose his senses.
Do you really think he's crazy?
Ah! Of course he's crazy. Only a crazy man would do the things he does. A madman. Take his woman, a sweet woman at that, to the Arctic Sea to be stuck on a ship for nigh on a year. Mighty losing her senses. She's never gonna be the same again.
She never speaks to me no more. She used to be awful nice to me.
Aye.
She got like she is.
She was good to all of us. Would have been hell on board without her. He's a hard man. Hard man. A driver if there ever was one. Well, I hope he's happy now. Driving her on till she's mad. It's no need to blame her either. Surprised we're not a ship full of madmen. All the ice. The silence. So quiet. You're scared to hear your own voice.
She never speaks to me no more. Just looks at me. As if she didn't know me.
Hey, she don't know no one. Just him. She only speaks to him. She doesn't speak at all.
She does nothing all day long, but sit and sew. And then she cries herself without making no noise. I've seen her.
Yay. I heard her earlier through the door.
She's crying now.
Damn his soul to hell for the devil he is.
Twould be like hitting a worm. 2 bells past, Mr. Stewart, and it's crushed and not cleared.
Yes, sir.
Down here, gossiping old woman's talk with that boy. Get out of here, you clean and charge room! Pick up them dishes, Mr. Stewart. Next dish you drop, you'll be taking a bath in the barren sea with a rope around your neck.
Yes, sir.
I weren't especially anxious the man at the wheel should catch what I wanted to say to you, sir. That's why I asked you to come below.
Speak your say, Mr. Soak.
I'm afraid there'll be trouble with the hands on deck. Most likely turn ugly, every blessed one of them, if you don't put back. The 2 years they signed up for is up today.
And do you think you're telling me something I don't know? You think I haven't felt it in the air, haven't seen their ugly faces? the grudging way they worked. Well now, Annie.
David,
Oi, wait! Do you need anything, honey?
I thought maybe I'd go upon deck, David, to get a breath of fresh air.
Best not today, Annie. It's too cold. Best stay down here. Sorry, there's nothing to see up there but ice.
I know. Ice. 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 But there's nothing to see down here but these walls.
You could play the piano,
I hate the piano. It puts me in mind of home.
I got it just for you.
I know. Water! Clear water as far as I can see! Ah! How good it looks after all these months of ice! I must go upon deck and look at it, David!
Best not today, love. Best wait for a day when the sun shines.
But the sun never shines in this terrible place.
Best not today, Annie.
Very well, David.
Annie!
Yes, David.
Me and Mr. Slocum, we've got business to attend to. Ship's business.
Very well, David.
Best not have her on deck if there's gonna be trouble. And trouble there's gonna be. I can feel it in the air. You got yours?
Yes, sir.
Not that we'll need to use them. Not if I know their breed of dog. Just frighten them up a bit. Never had to use one in all my days. And trouble I've had on land and sea, and I reckon I'll have till my dying day.
So you ain't going to turn back?
Turn back. With a measly 400 barrel of ale in the hound.
The grub's getting low.
There's enough to last. If they're careful with it. And there's plenty of water.
They say it's not fit to eat what's left. And the 2 weeks they signed up for is up today. What if they make trouble for you in the courts when we get home?
To hell with the law courts. I don't give a damn about the law courts. I need to get the ale. Oh, I hope you're not turning a sea lawyer on me, Mr. Slocum.
Not by a hell of sight, sir.
So what do they want to turn back for? Their share of the 400 barrel will barely keep them in chewing tobacco.
I suppose they want to get back to their folks and things.
And you want to turn back too. Hey, don't you try to hide it, Mr. Slocum. It's writ clear in your eyes. I hope you're not going to join the men against me.
That ain't fair, sir, to say such things.
I weren't really afraid of such things, Tom. You've been with me 10 years now, and I learned you whaling. Hey, no man can say I'm not a good master, for he be a hard one.
I wasn't thinking of myself, sir, about turning home. But Mrs. Keeney, sir, don't seem like she's just satisfied up here ailing, like, what with the cold and the bad luck and the ice.
That's my business, Mr. Slocum. I'll thank you to steer a clear course of it. sun's coming out. Ice will break up soon, and Annie will perk up. I'm not here for the money, Tom. I got to get the iron. I got to get the iron. Have you ever known me to turn back for home with 400 barrels of ale in the hold?
No, sir, but this voyage you've been icebound.
Oh, and you think they believe that? All them skippers I've been doing year after year. Oh, Tierney and Harris and Sims, and all the rest in all the home port making fun of me. Oh, there goes Dave Keeney. He claims he's the best whaling skipper to come out of home port. He coming back with a measly 400 barrel ale. I got to get the iron, Tom. I got to get it. I got to get it in spite of all hell. In all hell. Oh, but this ice, it's breaking up. It's breaking up, and on the other side, there's whales. Oh, I know there is. And I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'll get him. Now don't be standing there like a gawk, harpooner. Speak your say.
We want... Is the men, sir? He wants us to send a deputation after to have a word with you.
Tell him to go. You tell him to come down. I'll speak with him.
Aye, aye, sir.
Here be that trouble you spoke of, Mr. Slocum. Ready to crush it now before it makes any headway.
Shall I wake up the first and fourth, sir? Might need their help.
Oh, let him rest. I can handle this lot on my own. Who's to speak for you?
I be.
Hey, so you be. Now speak your say and be quick about it.
The time we signed up for is done. Today.
You're telling me nothing I don't know.
You ain't puts back for home for us, we can see.
And I ain't going to until this ship is full of iron.
But you can't go no further. Not for the ice for ye.
The ice is breaking up.
The grub we're getting out is rotten.
It's good enough for you. Better men than you have eaten worse.
Well, we ain't gonna work no more unless you puts back for home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't you?
No, and the law courts will say we was right.
To hell with your law courts. We're at sea now, I'm the law. Oh, and any mother's son of you who don't obey orders will have cracked in irons.
Well, if we don't turn back, we're gonna mutiny. And we'll take the old hooker home ourselves, ain't we, boys?
Yeah, we got this. Come on.
Oh! My hand stand! Oh, you found out it ain't so safe trying to mutiny on this ship. Now you get back on deck and you drag him with you. And the first of you I see shirking his duty, I'll shoot dead showers there sea below us. You tell the rest that. Go. Go! I best get on deck, Mr. Slocum. Make sure they're not up to any of their skulking ways. I know them. They will be.
Yes, sir.
There, Annie. It's all over now.
No, I can't bear it. I can't bear it any longer.
Not bear what, Annie?
All this horrible brutality, and these brutes of men, and this terrible ship, and this prison cell of a room, and the ice all around, and the silence.
You remember, Annie, I weren't hankering to have you on this voyage.
I want to be with you, David. Don't you see? I didn't want to be back at home all alone as I've been doing these past 6 years. We were married, waiting and watching and fearing, with nothing to keep my mind occupied, not able to go back to teaching school on account of being Dave Keeney's wife. I used to dream of sailing, great, wide, glorious ocean. I wanted to be by your side in the danger and vigorous life of it all. I wanted to see you the hero they make you out to be in Homeport. But instead, now all I find is ice and cold and brutality.
I tried to tell you how it would be. Aye, sailing ain't no ladies' tea party, I tell you that. And why don't you stay here, where you got all your women's comforts? But you was so set on it.
Well, I know it isn't your fault, David. You see, I didn't believe you. I guess I was dreaming of the old Vikings in the storybooks. I thought you were one of them.
I done my best to make things comfortable for you, Annie. I even sent to the city to get you that piano. I figured, hey, you could play it when things was calm or dull.
I know. You were very kind, David. I know that. I won't bear it. I can't bear it any longer. Stuck in here like a prisoner. Don't take me away from here, David. I've got to get away from this terrible ship. I'll go mad. Take me home, David. I can feel the silence and cold crushing down on my brain. I'm afraid. Take me home.
Got to get to bed, Annie. You got a fever. Your eyes look strange. Never seen you like this before.
It's the ice and the cold and the silence that they make anyone look strange.
In a month, ooh, maybe 3, we'll have her filled with iron. And then we'll set a straight course for home.
No, we can't wait for that. No, I can't wait. I have to get home. And the men won't wait. They want to get home. It's cruel. It's brutal for you to keep them. You've got to sail back. You've no excuse. I mean, there's clear water all to the south now. If you've a heart at all, you've got to turn back.
I can't, Annie.
Why can't you?
A woman wouldn't rightly understand my reason.
Because it's a stupid, stubborn reason. Oh, I heard you talking with that second mate. You're afraid the other captains will sneer at you because you didn't come back with a full ship. Gotta live up to your silly reputation, even if you have to beat and starve men and drive me mad to do it.
That ain't it at all. Do you think any of them skippers would dare sneer in my face? You got to understand my meaning. I got to get the oil. Ever since my first voyage, I always come back with a full ship. Always. And it just don't seem right not to somehow. I always been #1 skipper at a home port. You understand? I got to get the iron. I got to get it. Understand? Annie! Get you to bed. You're not well.
David, won't you please turn back?
You don't understand my meaning. I got to get the iron.
It'd be different if you needed the money, but you don't. You've got more than plenty.
It's not about the money. Do you think I'm as hard as all that?
No, I don't know. I can't understand. I want to be home again, and the old house. Once more, I want to see my own kitchen again, hear a woman talking to me, be able to talk to her. 2 years. It seems so long ago now, as if I've been dead and could never go back.
Get you to bed.
I used to dream. No, I used to be lonely when you were away. I used to think Homeport was a stupid, monotonous place. And then I would go down to the beach, especially when it was windy and the breakers were rolling in, and I'd dream of the fine, free life you must be living. You know, I loved the sea then. But now, I don't ever want to see the sea again.
It's no place for a lady, that's for sure. There's a fool to bring you.
How long would it take to reach home if we started now?
About 2 months with fair weather.
Would that be August? That would be the latter part of August, wouldn't it? It was the 25th of August we were married, wasn't it, David?
Don't you remember, Annie?
My memory's leaving me up here in the ice. It was so long ago. It's June now. The lilacs, they'll be all in bloom in the front yard. And the climbing roses on the trellis on the side of the house, they're budding.
To bed with you now. You're busy worrying yourself over things that can't be helped.
You love me, don't you, David?
Love you? How can you ask me such a question?
Then you do, don't you? Tell me.
I am your husband, and you are my wife. Can there be up and love between us after all these years?
You do love me. Say it.
I do.
I sometimes think that if only we'd had a child. And I've always been a good wife to you, haven't I, David?
No man has had it better, Annie.
And I've never asked for much from you. Have I, David? Have I?
You know you could have anything in my power to give you.
Then do this. This once. For my sake, for God's sake, take me home, David! It's killing me! This life! The brutality, cold, and horror of it! Take me home, David! I can feel the air threatening me. I can feel the silence threatening me day after gray day, and each day the same. Take me home, David! I can't bear it! If you love me, as you say you do, I'm afraid, take me home! For the love of God, take me home! Please.
I'll do it, Annie. I'll do it if you say it's needful for you.
Oh, God bless you, David.
Sir! Sir! The ice! Spreading to the northern! A clear passage through the flow, clear water beyond! The lookout says!
Clear passage.
Yes, sir!
To the northward.
Yes, sir!
Drive right through. Yes. Are the men willing?
Oh, they're willing enough, sir! You put the fear of God into them, they're makers lambs!
We'll work on both ships.
David?
Aye, there's whales on the other side of that ice. And we're gonna get 'em!
Aye, sir!
Oh, to think I was turning back like a yellow dog.
David?
Woman! You do men a disservice when you weaken them. I got to be a good man, a good husband for you to be proud of. I'll get you to bed.
David, aren't you going home?
I'm going on deck.
David!
Woman, what foolish market is this? Annie, do you hear me? Don't you know me, Annie? Anne! You said you were going mad. You ain't going mad. You ain't going mad! Yay!
Well, sir! A whole school of them off the starboard quarter! About 5 miles away! Big ones!
Are you lowering the boat?
Yes, sir!
I'll be right home!
You'll be getting out right enough, sir!
Did you hear him, Annie? Did you hear him? We'll have a full ship! And we get you home! We'll get you home! Oh, you're fooling me, Annie! You're fooling me! You ain't mad! You ain't mad! Answer me! Answer me!
Ready, sir! Coming, sir!
Hey!
Out of my sight, you papist brat! Spawn of Satan! Ha, spying on me. They set her to it. Spying to watch me. Spying to see what they'll never know. It's tied strong. Strong as death. They'll see. They'll see. Woe unto us. Our day goeth away, and the shadows of evening are stretched out. They hunt our footsteps so we cannot go into our street. The end is near. Our days are fulfilled. Our time has come.
Pa? Pa? You ain't forgetting what the doctor told you last time he was here, be you? He said you was to keep still and not go walking around. Come on back to the house, Pa. It's getting near supper time. You got to take your medicine before it, like he says.
The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
You ought to take watch on your health, Pa. Not go sneaking down to this barn no more. For God's sake, soon's ever my back is turned, you go a-sneaking off again. It is enough to drive a body out of their right mind.
Behold, those that use the proverbs, we use this proverb against thee. As is a mother, so is her daughter. So is her daughter.
And if I am glad to take after her instead of you, you old wizard. Fine one you are to be shouting curses all in a body's ears all the livelong day. You that drove Ma to her grave with your pinching and your nagging and your miser stinginess. If you have a mind to pray, Pa, it's to the meadow you ought to go and kneel down and ask God for forgiveness for all the meanness you done to Ma all her life.
As is the mother, so is her daughter.
You quoting scripture. Ma wasn't even cold in the ground before you was down at that port courting again. Courting that harlot was the talk of the whole town. Then you go and disgraces yourself and me by marrying her and bringing her home with you. Me, still taking flowers every day to Ma's grave that you'd forgotten. Between you, you'd have druv me into the grave like you done Ma, had I not married Pat Sweeney so's I could get away from you, live my life in peace. Then you gets on all high and mighty just 'cause he's a Catholic. You getting religion all of a moment, just out of spite for me 'cause I'd left you, and her egging you on against me. You saying it's a sin to marry a papist. You, Pa, who's not been to Sunday meeting himself for more than 20 years.
He will visit thine iniquity.
Carryings on. You had them 6 years after I left. The shame of the whole county. Oh, your wife, indeed with child she claimed was yourn. Oh, but her running off with this farmer and that farmer, even with men off the ships down to port. And you just blind to it. Then when she finally gets sick of you and leaves, only to meet her end at the hands of God a year later, she leaves you alone with that, your child, Luke she calls him, and him being only 5 years old.
Luke?
Yeah, Luke. As is the mother, so is the son. That's what you ought to be preaching instead of shouting your curses down to me all the livelong day. You was glad enough to have me come back here again, and Pat with me to tend to this place. Bring up that brat of hers. Oh, you was fond enough of Luke all them years, Pa. How did he repay you? He stole your money and left. He ran off right when he was 16, finally old enough to help. Told you to your face he had stolen and was leaving. He only laughed at you when you went mad and cursed him. He only laughed harder when you hung up that old rope, told him to hang himself on it should he ever come home again.
Luke will be back. You'll see. You'll see.
Suppose I'm a bigger fool than you to be arguing with a half-witted body. But Pa, I will tell you again. That Luke of yours, he ain't coming back. Even if he did, he ain't the kind to hang himself. More's a pity. Now he's like her. He'd more likely hang you if he suspected you had any money. So you might as well pull down this old rope, Pa. You have it hanging there ever since Luke run off. He's probably dead by this anyway.
No. No.
Oh, them as bad as him come to a sudden end, Pa. 6. Here I am arguing with your half-witted notions, and the supper not even ready. Pa, would you come back to the house and take your medicine? Look, you can see ain't nobody touched your old rope. You can sit and read your Bible. Do you know who's talking to you? Lord's sakes, I hope this isn't one of your fits where you don't know nobody. Pa, do you hear me? It's Annie. It's your Annie, Pa!
You wanted a bit.
Oh, that's what I get for trying to be kind to you, you old devil!
Have you no supper made at all, you lazy slut? What are you blabbering about?
It's his fault. I was trying to get him back to the house, but he is that set he wouldn't budge. And then he hit me on the arm with his cane when I went near him.
Oh, he did he? Well, I'll soon learn him better.
No, Pat, Lord, he's in one of his fits. You're likely to kill him.
Oh, good riddance.
Papist. Lord, call down thy fury on the heathen that know thee not, and the families that call not thy name. For they have eaten Jacob, they have consumed and devoured him, and made his habitation desolate.
Speak curses on me till you choke. It's not likely the Lord God's going to be listening to a wicked old sinner like you. What's got into him to be roaming up here like this? When I left for town, he looked too weak to lift a foot.
It's the same crazy notion he's had ever since Luke run off. He had to make sure nobody touched his old rope.
Luke will be back. You'll see.
Stop your mad cackling for the love of heaven. It's great laughter I should be having at you. Mad as you are for thinking that that thief of a son of yours is going to come back here and hang himself on account of your curses. 5 years he's been gone and not a sight of him. And you cursing and calling down the wrath of God on him by day and by night? That just shows you what God thinks of your curses and him deaf to you.
Pat, it ain't no use talking to him.
I've small doubt that Luke is long since hung by now. He's come to a no good end, that lad. I'll be taking this thing down, so I will.
Oh, come, Pat, stop. Look. Just leave his rope be.
But
He's gonna hurt himself. It don't do no harm.
But it looks ugly up there, hanging like an open mouth. Where's the child? Get her to get him out of this. I want a word with you that he'll not be hearing.
Mary!
You're to take your grandfather back to the house and see to it that he stays there.
And give him his medicine.
You hear me now? It's soft-minded she is, like I've always told you. And stupid. And you're not too firm in the head yourself at times, God help you. And look at him. It's the curse of the wits in your family, not mine.
You've been drinking in town tonight, or you wouldn't be talking that way.
Oh, I'm scared.
Get up out of this, you old miser. Come. You would you? Bad cess to you. You're the treacherous one. Now get up now and go with Mary. Mary, take his hand. Quick now. Lead him to the house.
Pa, go on back to the house. I'm gonna get your supper in a minute.
Oh, Lord, thou hast seen my wrong. Judge thou my cause. Thou hast seen all their vengeance and imaginations against me.
Get on out of here and quit your cursing.
Render unto them a recompense, O Lord, according to the work of their hands.
Get on out of here. Here's your cane. And mind you, don't touch the child with it, or I'll beat you to a jelly old as you are. Mary, take him home.
O Lord, fill them with sorrow, a curse upon them. Persecute and destroy them in anger under the heavens of the Lord.
Come on, Grandpa.
Persecute.
Come on.
He's gone. Thank God. So, he has the tongue of a rattlesnake, he does. Come here, Andy, till I speak with you. Well, I saw him, sure enough.
Who?
Who but Dick Lawler, the lawyer I went to see, and I found out what we were wishing to know. He said I'd been drinking. It's true, but it was all part of a plan I made. You see, I have a strong head for drink, and as you know, but he hasn't. And the whiskey loosened his tongue till he told all he knew.
He told you about Pa's will?
He did. But for all the good it does us, we might as well be no wiser than we was before. Oh, God's curse on the old miser.
Well, what did he say?
Oh, not much at first. He's a cute one, and he'll be charging you a fee to tell you your own name if he could get it. His practice is all but dribbled away on account of the drink. So I let on I was only paying him a friendly visit, having known him for years. And so, and then I asked him out for a drop of the drink, knowing his weakness. And we had rashers with him, and I paid for it all. And then I came out with it straight and asked him about the will, because the old man was crazy and on his last legs, and because he was the lawyer that made it out. Well, he looked at me and grinned. He was drunk by this, and he said, "It's no use, Pat. He left the farm to the boy." I said, "To hell with the farm. It's mortgaged to the teeth. What about the money?" And he looks at me in surprise and was like, "What money?" And I said, "The cash," he says. And he says, "You're crazy." And I said, "But what about the money?" And he said, "Yeah, you're crazy. There's no money, only the farm." "Do you mean to say he made no mention of money in his will?" I asked. And he said, "On my oath, there was not." What do you make of that? The mean old loser.
Well, maybe Waller was lying.
He was not. I could tell by his face. He was surprised to hear me talking of money.
But the $1,000 that Pa got on the mortgage before that woman run off.
And that I've been slaving my hands off paying the interest on.
Well, what could he have done with it? He ain't spent it. I mean, it was in $20 gold coins. I know, Mr. Keller at the bank told me once.
The devil a penny he spent. And you know as well as I do, if it wasn't for my hammering and sawing and nailing, he'd be in the poorhouse this minute. Or the madhouse, more likely.
Maybe that harlot run off with it.
I don't think so. In fact, I know better. And you know better, too. Do you not remember the letter she wrote telling him that he could support Luke on the money that he got from the mortgage that he says she signed with him? For he had made the farm over to her when he married her. And where do you suppose that Luke got the money that he sold? He must have had cash then, and it's only been 2 years back.
I expect he's got it hidden in the house then.
Ah, maybe you're right. I'll dig in the cellar this evening while he's asleep. He used to spend a lot of time there reciting scripture in his fits.
What else did Waller say?
Nothing much. Only that we should put notices in the paper for Luke. And if he doesn't come back in 7 years from when he left, that'd be 2 years from now that'd be, then the courts would say he was dead and give us the farm. There were a lot of use is it to us now without any money to fix it up. And himself turning into a lunatic. If he has any money left.
Don't folks break wills like his'n in the courts?
Waller said it was no use. The poor devil was in his full senses when he made it.
Well, guess there ain't nothing we can do about it now then.
No. Except wait and pray that that young thief is dead and won't come back. And that we find where the old man has the gold hid, if he has it yet. Oh, I'd take him by the neck and choke him till he told it, if he wasn't for your father. If we only had the 1,000, I'd give up this dog's game and give up this dog's game, and we would both work hard. We would, and with a man or two to help, in a few years we'd be rich. For it was always a paying place back in the old days.
Yeah. Yes, was always a good farm then.
He will not last long in his senses, the doctor told me. His next attack will be very soon, and it'll likely end him. He would be a real lunatic with no rights for anything. If we only had the money, it'd be a devil and all if the old loon would forget where he put it, and us without. Oh, if we only had the money. Oh, it's Mary. But who could that be with her? It's not himself, is it?
Luke!
Glory be to God. It's him.
It's Uncle Luke! Uncle Luke! Uncle Luke!
Sure, it's Luke. Back after 5 long years of bumming around the rotten old earth on ships and things. Paid off a week ago. Had a bust up. Then took a notion to come out here. Bummed my way. And here I am. And you're both of you just tickled to death to see me, ain't ya? Like hell. Don't you even want to shake flippers with your dear long-lost brother, Annie? I remember you and I used to get on so fine together. Like hell.
You keep your hands to yourself.
I see you ain't changed, that's sure. Only you're homelier than ever. How about you, Brother Pat?
I'd not lower myself to take the hand
Easy
of a
goes with that talk. I'm not so soft to lick as I was when I was a kid, and don't forget it.
Mary, what have you got there? Where'd you get that? You bring it here this instant.
Oh, let her alone. What's biting you? That's only a silver dollar I give her when I met her front of the house. She told me you was up here, and I give her that as a present to buy candy with. I got it in Frisco. Cartwheels, they call them. There ain't many of them around these parts I ever seen, so I brung it along on the voyage.
I don't care how or where you come upon it, but I know you didn't get it. Honest! Mary, give it back to him. Right now. Do you hear me?
I was right when I said you ain't changed, Annie. You're just as stinking mean as ever. Quit bawling, kid. You and me, we'll go out on the edge of the cliff here and chuck stones in the ocean, same as we used to, remember?
Throw that! It's flat and it'll skip!
That's the talk, kid. That's all it's good for, to throw away. Not burying it like your miser folks would tell you. Here, you take it and chuck it away. It's yours. I'm learning your kid to be a sport, tightwad. I hope you ain't got no objections.
Come on, Uncle Luke, watch me throw it!
All right. I'll step outside a second to give you two a chance to get all the dirty things you're thinking about me off your chest. And then I'm going to come and talk turkey to you, see? I didn't come back here for fun. And the sooner you get that in your beans, the better.
Come watch me throw it!
All right, I'm coming.
Can I throw it now, can I?
Don't get too near the edge, kid. The water's deep down there and you'd be a drowned rat if you slipped. All right, you chuck it when I say 3. Ready now? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I seen it splash! It's deep down now, ain't it?
You betcha it is. Now watch how far I can chuck rocks.
Speak of the devil, and there he is, flinging away dollars and us without.
Did you hear what he said? A thief like him ain't come back for nothing good. Do you suppose he knows about the farm being left to him?
How could he? And yet, I don't know. You best leave him to me to watch out for. It's small sense that you need to hide your hate from him. You're as loony as the rest of your kid, and he needs to be blarneyed round into fooling to find out what he's wanting. I'll pretend to make friends with him. God rest his soul. And you run to the house and break the news to the old man. For if he's seen him sudden, then his very wits might likely leave him, and he'll be a real lunatic at all.
All right, then. I will tell him a little at a time till he knows.
Yes, Jim. And be careful now that we don't lose the farm this evening.
Right.
Did you see Luke when he came into us? His head was so close to the noose that I was almost wishing that he had just...
I was wishing that rope was around his neck and just choking him. That's what I was, like Paul used to say, just hanging him, like... Shh.
Yeah, but they might hear you.
Oh, let me throw another,
Going to the house? Do we get any supper? I'm hungry.
Yes.
Good work. And tell the old man I'm here and I'll see him in a while. He'll be glad to see me too, like hell.
Let me throw another.
There's lots of rocks, kid. Throw them. Dollars ain't so plentiful.
No! I don't want to throw rocks! Let me throw another of them!
Leave your uncle in peace, you brat. Go and help your mother, or I'll skin you alive.
Ahoy there! What's this?
Let's let bygones be bygones. I'm harboring no grudge against you these past years. You were just a lad when you ran away, and not to be blamed for it. I'd have taken your hand a while back, and glad to do it. But for herself being with us, she has the devil's own tongue, as you know, and she can't be forgetting the rowing you and her used to be having.
So that's how the wind blows. Well, I'll take a chance.
Have a taste. It's the real stuff.
You betcha I will.
I wasn't wishing for her to see it, or I would have asked you sooner.
Say, how's the old man now?
Same as ever. Older and uglier, maybe.
I thought he might be in the bug house by this time.
Indeed not. He's foxy to pretend that he's loony, but he has his wits with him all the time.
Is he as stingy with his coin as he used to be?
If he owned the ocean, he wouldn't give a fish a drink. But I doubt if he has any money left at all. Your mother got rid of it all, I'm thinking. He has only the farm, and that's mortgaged. I've been working to pay the mortgage and the interest, and supporting himself and his doctor bills these 5 years past.
You're slow. You ought to get wise to yourself.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Ah, nothing. What the hell? If that don't beat the Dutch, the old nut.
What?
That rope. Say, has he had that hanging there ever since I skipped?
Sure, and he thinks you'll be coming home to hang yourself.
Not this chicken. And you say he ain't crazy. Gee, I gotta have a drink on that. Oh. Here's how, old chum. Say, I'd almost forgotten about that. Do you remember how hot he was the day he hung that rope up and cussed me for pinching 100? He was standing there, shaking his stick at me, and I was laughing because he looked so funny with the spit dribbling out of his mouth like a mad dog. And when I turned around and beat it, he shouted after me, "Now remember when you come back, there's a rope waiting for you to hang yourself on, you bastard!" That's a swell chance. The old slave driver. That's a hell of a fine old man for a guy to have.
Take us up and forget it. It was a long time past.
But the rope's there yet, ain't it? And he keeps it there. But I'll get back at him, all right. You wait and see. I'll get every cent he's got this time.
Don't mean to discourage you, but
you watch me. I'll find it. You country jays ought to wake up and see what's going on. Look at me. I was green as grass when I left here, but being around the world and being in cities and meeting all kinds, that's what'll learn you a cute trick or two.
No doubt you're right. Us country folks is stupid in most ways. We have no chance to be learning the things that a traveling lad like you be knowing.
Well, you watch me, and I'll learn ya. So you think the old man's flat broke, do ya?
I do so.
Then you're simple. That's what. Simple. You're letting him kid ya.
Well, it'd be a fine thing to find out where he's hidden it. He's a sly old bird.
And I'm a slyer bird. Do you hear that? I can beat his game any time. You watch me.
It'd be a crafty one who'd find out where the gold was hid.
You watch me. I'll find it. I bet you anything you like I find it. You watch me. Just wait till he's asleep and I'll show you. Tonight.
Shh, it's himself coming.
Can't do nothing with him. As soon as I told him that he was back, he's practically frothing at the mouth till I let him out. Now, Pat, you're gonna have to tend to him if you want any supper tonight.
Shut your mouth. We'll look after him.
Well, good. See that you do.
Hello, old sport. I suppose you're tickled to pieces to see me. Like hell. I see he ain't lost the old stick. Many a crack on the nut I used to get with that.
Bring forth the robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his finger and shoes on his feet, and bring forth the fatted calf and kill it and be merry. For the son was dead and now is alive. He was lost and now is found.
You're still spouting the rotten old word of God, same as ever, eh? So give us a rest on that stuff, will ya? Now, come on. Shake hands like a good sport. That's the boy.
Would you look at that? The two-faced old liar.
Say, watch this. On the level, I believe the old boy's glad to see me at that. He looks like he was trying to grin, and I ain't never seen him grin at... Hey, cut it out. I'm all here. You needn't worry. You needn't be scared I'm a ghost. Come on, sit down before you fall down. You ain't got your sea legs working right. Squat here for a spell and get your wind. Here, have a drink to my making port. It'll buck you up.
Careful, Luke. That might very well end him.
Went down the wrong way, did it? Well, I'll show you how to do it. There you are, smooth as silk.
You must be glad to see you, otherwise you'd not drink. 'Tis dead against it these 5 years past. And him cursing you night and day. I can't put head or tail to it. Look out that he's not meaning something bad to you underneath. He's crafty at pretending.
What's he after now? He's letting on he's lost his voice again. What do you want? Oh, Luke!
Hang! Oh, there it is. What did I tell you? It's to see you hang yourself he's wishing.
Luke, hang!
If that don't beat the Dutch, the old nanny goat. All right, old sport. Anything to oblige.
Look, I'd not be fooling with that if I were in your place.
All out for the big hanging of Luke Bentley by himself. By God, look at him, Pat. He's in a hurry. All right, old sport. Here goes nothing.
Look, are you gone mad?
Do you really mean it? That you want to see me hanging myself? Well, I'll be damned. And I thought he was only kidding. I'll fix your hash, you stinking old murderer!
For the love of God!
You wanted to see me hanging there in real earnest, did you? You'd hang me yourself if you could, would you? And you, my own father, you would you? I'd smash your brains out for a nickel!
Oh, look out! You might be killing him next!
Get out of here! Get out of here before I kill you dead! Take him out of here, Pat! Take him out of here or I'll break every bone in his body!
Oh, stop your roaring! Stop your roaring! I got him! Come on out of this! Come on! Now get down to the house! Hurry now! Hurry now! You've made enough trouble for one night! Thank God he's gone back down to the house, scurrying like a frightened hare as if there's never a kink in his legs in his life.
The rotten son of a gun.
I thought you'd be killing him that time with the chair.
Serve him damn right if I'd done it.
And you're laughing at him a moment sooner. I thought you was joking, you was.
So I was kidding. But then I thought he was trying to kid me too. And then I seen by the way he acted, he really meant it. Ain't that a hell of a fine old man for you?
He's a mean old swine.
He meant it all right too. Should have seen the way he looked at me. Ain't that a hell of a fine old man to have, ain't it?
Hush now. It's all over. Don't be thinking about it.
How can I help thinking? And him, my own father, after me bumming and starving my way around the rotten old earth and working myself to death on ships and things. And when I finally come home, he wants to see me bump off. wants to make me a corpse. My own father, too. Ain't that a hell of a fine old man? The damned son of a gun.
Oh, it's past and done. Forget it. Here, take another drop more. We'll be going to supper soon.
I'll tell you something you can put in your pipe and smoke. It ain't past and done, do you hear? And it ain't going to be. And I ain't going to forget it either. You can bet your life on that, pal. And he ain't going to forget it. Not if he lives to be 1,000,000. Not by a damned sight. I'll fix his hash. I'll get even with him, all right. And this very night, too.
Well, what do you mean?
You watch me. I said I'd get even, and I will get even. This very night, too. With no long waits, either. Say, you don't stand up for him, do ya?
Oh, that's child's talk. Not a day goes by that I don't wish him in his grave.
Then we'll both get even on him, you and me. We're pals, ain't we?
Sure.
And you can have half of what we gets. That's the kind of feller I am. That's fair enough, ain't it?
Surely.
I don't want no truck with this rotten farm. You can have it. You can have my share of all of it. I ain't made to be no damn dirt puncher. Not me. And I ain't going to loaf around here any more than I got to. And when I goes this time, I ain't never coming back. Not me. Not to punch dirt and milk cows. You can have the rotten farm for all of me. What I want is cash. Regular coin you can spend, not dirt. I want to show the gang a real time, and then ship away to sea again, or go bumming again. I want coin you can throw away. Seems that kid of yours threw that dollar of mine overboard. Remember? A real dollar, too. She's a sport, all right.
So where do you think to be finding his money?
Oh, don't you fret. I'll show you. I know his hiding places. I used to spy on him when I was a kid. Ma used to make me. And I seen him many a time at his sneaking. He used to hide stuff from the old lady. What do you know about him, the mean skunk?
It was a long time back. You don't know what...
But I do know, see? He's got two places. One was where I swiped the 100.
Oh, it'll not be there then.
No. But there's the other place. And he never knew I was wise to that. So you watch me. We'll get even on him, and we'll go halves. And you can start the rotten farm going again, and I can beat it to where there's some life.
But what if there isn't money where you think it is? What will you be doing to find it?
And you and me will make him tell.
Oh, 'tis not him to be telling it.
Oh, say, you're simple. You watch me. I know a trick or two about getting people to tell what they don't want her. You see this? Well, if he don't answer up nice and easy, we'll show him. We'll get even on him, you and me, and he'll tell where it's hid. We'll just shove this into the stove until it's red hot, and take off his shoes and his socks, and warm the bottoms of his feet for him. Then he'll tell anything we want him to tell.
But Annie...
We'll shove a rag in her mouth so she can't yell. That's easy.
It to serve him right to have his hooves heated up for him. The old miser...
Don't worry. We won't hurt him more than enough. I'll get back at him, all right. He won't want no more people to be hanging themselves when I get through with him. I'll fix his hash. Come on, let's get to work. The sooner we starts, the sooner we're rich.
Ma says supper's ready. I had mine. Uncle Luke, lift me. I want to swing.
Don't you dare touch that rope, do you hear?
I want to swing.
It's bad, kid. You leave it alone. Take it from me.
She'll get a good whaling if I catch her jumping at that rope.
Come on, pal. To hell with supper. We got work to do first.
Hey, you stay here, do you hear? You stay until we call you. Got it? Or I'll skin you alive.
And tomorrow morning, kid, I'll give you a whole handful of them bright, shiny things you chucked into the ocean. And you can be a real sport.
Give me him now, Uncle Lou. Give me him now.
Can't be done. Tomorrow.
Give me him now.
Me and your old man's going to get even now.
Give me him
We're
now.
going to make him pay for all of the things that...
Hush! Do you think the child has no ears? Come on now, quit your talking so much.
All right, I'm with you. We'll get even on him, you and me. The rotten son of a gun.
Oh, skip, skip, skip!
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Anybody ever been familiar with these plays at all? I didn't think so. It's all part of the master plan. Anyway, so I'd like to invite our cast out and directors and come on out and, well, I was one of the directors. And I went by my secret name, George Spelman. Right, come on out and come take a seat or bring a chair with you. Bring out the bench. Oh, hello. Yeah, we got chairs coming out. Yeah, we'll take it. Even if somebody's sitting in it, we'll take it. So, anyway, before we start with, we always like to have questions from the audience, comments, but I want to ask you, let's talk about Isle. Oh, thank you. They can hear me in Indiana, so it really doesn't matter. Let's talk about Isle. What'd you see that was very O'Neillian? I'm sorry?
They're in the sea.
They're at sea, right? So he writes a lot of sea plays because he had experience on the open seas. What else? Oh, actually, we should bring the mic over because we do have, I'm sorry, Krista. We do have folks watching at home on via live stream. So hello out there in TV land. Okay, bring that mic over and let's hear what the gentleman has to say about another obvious thing.
Well, I think that the relationship between the captain and his wife was very autobiographical.
Absolutely. So you see the miserly, stubborn captain and his delicate piano-playing wife. Very delicate. Yeah, like an anvil. No. And if you know Long Day's Journey into Night, it ends pretty much in a similar way, where Mary Tyrone comes down, plucks at the piano, and is just gone. She doesn't quite have the fit that Annie Keeney has, but she's gone because she's addicted and has gone back into her morphine addiction. Yep. Anything else you see in Isle? Now, that was definitely an autobiographical piece, and he's going to do this again and again in his plays with the tough as nails patriarch, father figure, husband, and the wife that's a little bit downtrodden because of it. How about In the Rope? Well, all right, so let's go back to Bible class. What was the son's name? What story in Luke, in Luke in the Bible? The prodigal son. That's right. And he says, "Bring down the fatted calf." He quotes from it, right? So this is O'Neill's attempt to take a biblical source and turn it into some kind of an American mythology. He's going to work on that again and again. He's going to get it really right in Morning Becomes Electra. But you have to sit through 13 acts to get through it. Okay, but it's the whole Oresteia. Okay, other comments or things you saw or questions for us?
Come on.
This happens all the time. This happens all the time, and then. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Does it get depressing and hard to play such dysfunctional characters over and over?
Anybody want to answer that? No.
It's depressing and hard to live this dysfunctional life. This is almost a vacation from every day.
Sean doesn't need a microphone. They can hear me in Indiana. They can hear him in California. Okay. Any thoughts about playing this? Did you have your hand up, or if not?
I usually get to play very sarcastic and comedic characters, so this is a nice change for me, actually.
Stretch you a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Oh, here we go, Nick. Here you go. What like hell?
This is my time to shine.
Yes. But he just had that time.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Well, I think the thing that's like really frustrating about these kinds of plays, or The Rope in particular, is that it's a cast of, it's ironic. It's deeply ironic how these characters are almost like ships passing in the night, because there is a lot of love there, right? It takes a lot of love for them to hate each other so much, right? There's feelings of betrayal, but then there's also just like a deep misunderstanding is really what it is. So like at the end of the day, like the really depressing part of at least The Rope for me is not how hateful and spiteful these characters are to each other. It's that we were this close to reconciliation actually happening, and due to a last-minute misunderstanding, it goes away forever, you know? So it's a play that kind of teeters on the edge, and then it falls on the wrong side.
Excellent, thank you. Other comments from Mr. Crew? Also in The Rope, O'Neill is playing a little bit with classical mythology in the use of irony. Because when he she grabs the rope and out comes the money. He wanted him to hang because he wanted him to have the money. Question? Yep. Oh, she's got the microphone already.
I was going to comment that in both plays, you have the sons, and the crew members seem to be like the sons too in the first play in Isle, that are afraid of their father, captain, father figure, and also suffering from that treatment, that they're not getting love that they need from their dad or their boss, their
Right.
captain.
And I think
that
that,
was pretty
I'm sorry, I think that young Eugene felt that about his own father, who was away a lot, and he was traveling in hotel rooms a lot with his father, until they got to the summer college where they could sit on the porch and have a picture taken. And also so is the father, so is the son, because Eugene didn't seem to give a lot of attention to his two sons, at least. I think he paid a little bit more attention to Una, but she greatly disappointed him. Sorry.
So it was very sad because the sons craved love, his real sons, and they ended up tragic in that.
Right.
But I wanted to give kudos to the staff. I've seen a lot of plays in my life, and even though this is kind of a small theater production, you guys did one of the most powerful acting jobs I have seen in a long time. I am extraordinarily impressed. It was amazing.
I am very, very honored to work with these people. And the dedication and the talent, it just made me smile the whole time. And I'm sitting back there watching this, smiling. This is terrific. Okay, what other? But yes, we have a question here. Here comes Krista with the microphone.
Look at
She
her
can
go.
do it.
Run a marathon.
She can do it. Take me 4 hours.
I have a question for my dad and like the crew and the cast of Isle. How do you guys not lose your voice? Because all the yelling and shouting.
How do you not lose your voice?
I have plenty of practice at home yelling at my son. And so I get warmed up every day before I come, until I get to play his room. No, I don't know. That's a really good question. I feel like I have a much smaller role in all of it, so my yelling is much less than the captain's. And I will say this is my first go around doing this, and so I've really just been following your lead, the rest of the cast, and just their talent and expertise. So I'm just trying to keep up with them, to be honest. So.
Director helped you a lot too. Yes. Other comments to the guests about that question? Oh, here comes Franny. Here you go, Franny.
I go crazy at the end. But I started in musical theater, so and I've also had vocal nodes prior, not because of things like this, but because of other health-related issues. So I've really made a point to, if I'm doing anything like this, I have to place my voice correctly, or else it's just, you're gonna tear up your vocal cords and leave long-lasting damage. The vocal cords are actually very strong. Stronger than we think, but seriously, they're very delicate, but they're very resilient because we use them so much. So, but yeah, I think just for any acting, musical, non-musical, take care of your cords. Drink that throat coat, water, lukewarm water, good. In my Stanley, yeah, got for Christmas. Anyway, but yeah, so that's all I gotta say.
No, that's excellent. Very timely. Say lukewarm.
Not the funniest.
My vocal cords. I moved the piano out at intermission. I did that with my vocal cords. That's how strong my vocal cords. Very, very strong vocal cords. Yes, Rich. Mr. Bentley.
I just want to know if anyone beat the ending to the finish line in Rope.
No, I thought she was toast. This is the first time I saw it. I thought that's how it was going to end. I was like, no! She's a goner.
Not the kid.
Exactly. I was like, oh, Neil.
He just wanted the throat
Right. Other thoughts or comments about it? Yep, that's what O'Neill wants you to do. So we were successful.
Yeah. I was reading this play for the first time, and I was like, oh my God, am I going to hang myself? Yeah, I was...
And I'm sitting there backstage going, please let the money drop. Please let the money drop. So, hey, folks, while you think of other things, I would like to point out one person here. This is Michael Herring.
Oh, yeah?
And Michael Herring not only directed the rope. Michael Herring not only played Sweeney, Michael Herring just stood up. Michael Herring also designed this set, and built some of it, if not most of it, to accommodate both Isle and the rope. So I owe you a great deal of gratitude.
Thank you,
What other questions you have for us? Are you all interested now in going to see some O'Neill stuff, one of the more famous stuff? If you ever see if there's a production of Long Day's Journey, you must go see it. Because it's that important. And if you do go see it, you will say, I see elements of the plays I saw tonight when O'Neill was in his early stages. What else? Other thoughts? We have a question back there. And here comes Krista.
Look at her go.
Look at her go.
Look at her go.
Why, thank you, Krista. I wonder if O'Neill, it's evident that he drew, designed, created his play around the suffering that he endured related to the absence of his father. That's evident, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if he meant, and you could probably answer this for me, I wonder if he meant to also highlight the oppression of his mother and women
you know, in relation to the patriarchy, or was that just his family?
No. I think he did. You know, look, I don't know how many of you know I do have a PhD in English literature, and since O'Neill was my favorite since high school, I've done a lot of studying on O'Neill. I've read a lot about O'Neill, and I've written about O'Neill in some publications. He absolutely was portraying the suffering of his mother. There are many people who believe that O'Neill is misogynistic. I don't agree. I think he was. I don't think he was trying to show misogyny. I think he was trying to show this terrible situation that his poor beloved mother went through. And you know, there's really should have a great deal of sympathy and care for Annie. And just similarly, Mary Tyrone in the final scene of Long Day's Journey into Night. So I really do believe he was trying to point out something. He was very sensitive to the plight of people who are downtrodden, whether it be his mother, whether it be black people in America. He would portray that, the hairy ape of a person who is, you know, not great looking, kind of homely, and the kinds of things he goes through to be accepted. He was very sensitive to that. So, yeah, I definitely think it's of course about his mother, but I think you can extend that to women in general. My humble opinion. And my opinion is always humble. Ask anybody who knows me. Other questions? It was an excellent question. They're all excellent questions. I won't make anybody feel good.
Just one more comment. Thank you for that. Also, it was interesting not knowing anything about this O'Neill before today.
This O'Neill guy.
Admittedly. It was very powerful, the message and how it relates to not only his family, but society in America.
Absolutely.
So you did a great job,
Absolutely.
everybody.
Thank you. Absolutely. This is what makes him, in my opinion, the greatest. I mean, I love Tennessee Williams. I like Arthur Miller. Notice I changed the verb. And all those people. But O'Neill, for me, has always been the guy who started it all and created all this experimentation. He's very well read, and he took the things he read, starting with plays by Strindberg and psychology by Freud and Jung and classics and the Bible. He knew it well, right? Because he did go to Catholic school. He knew he was a papist. He knew it well. But he took those things and tried to make plays that experimented with all kinds of themes and everything. So he was really just so innovative, you know? Seems like a bit of a gloomy Gus. You know, I think it probably wasn't a lot of fun at cocktail parties. But boy, he made a difference. What else? We have a question here. Here comes the microphone. We want those watching around the country to hear your voice.
Not so much of a question as a comment. O'Neill hung around with a lot of leftists in his time. So his empathy for or concern for the downtrodden came out of almost a political
I'm
bias.
sure it was.
And he was hanging around with all these, you know, nascent communists and
anarchists.
And anarchists, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and that's very true.
that
That
was
was
his
certainly
métier, yeah.
a dimension of his life, absolutely, and the people he felt drawn to. That's right. That's an excellent point. Thank you. Other questions, comments? We've got another one here. Come on, Krista. Yeah, there you go. Look at that, the marathon woman.
I just wanted to say that I liked the complexity of Annie.
Which Annie? There are two.
In The Rope, is that
Okay.
the daughter?
She's Annie in The Rope?
Daughter,
Okay.
mother?
Right.
Mother, daughter? Because I think that she was, well, I like both. but that role in The Rope was probably biographical from his family too, but it was a woman who was downtrodden. She was perhaps, you know, victimized in her role, but at the same time, she had become hardened and judgmental, and was no longer someone you really want to hang out with. so it was really very complex, and I thought you did a great job with that role. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Other comments, questions, thoughts about Eugene O'Neill? Anything the guest would like to share about your experience working with O'Neill? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but Sean, you had said to me before the show started that you were really a big fan of O'Neill.
I was kind of talking up.
Oh.
I knew his
Just wanted to
name.
get
I
the
knew,
role.
I knew his name, and I knew his place in the pantheon of American letters. I knew Long Day's Journey. I knew the Iceman comic. But
Okay.
the deep cuts, everything in your presentation was new to me.
Okay, well that's good. That's my English teacher in me. Remind me next time not to listen to you when you say you like it. Anything else from the cast or the, we don't have to, I don't know what I'm talking about. Let me take that back. Remind me not to listen to you next time you say you like something. Any other questions from the cast or the crew? Or the crew? With a crew. Okay. Well, listen, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Sounds like you may have. Please tell folks, your friends about this, that maybe they can come. We have a show tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock and then Sunday matinee at 1 o'clock. We do show live in person and also via live stream. Tickets are available on my website. The information is in your playbill or your duck bill, because I ain't paying playbill for this. So, wait a minute. We're not over yet. Yes, sir.
I just want to say that oftentimes the people on the stage get a lot of the attention and credit, but couldn't happen without the crew. And the sound and the lighting and everything else. We're so appreciative of those people.
It could not have happened without them. That's right. So we'd be sitting in the dark. All right. Well, thank you very, very much for coming. By the way, if anybody walked in and had not stopped out at the desk to pay your tickets, I'd appreciate it if you would check us out after the show and seek me out or Mrs. Cooperman, who's sitting right there. Wave your hand, Mrs. Cooperman. That's Mrs. Cooperman. Right. And
we couldn't have done it without the real director either.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's true. She's a director on stage and has been directing me for 37 years. All right, folks, thank you so much, and thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming.